What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is up 4.34%, 23 the low, 24.53 the high, and a lot of volume. So 11.3 million shares being traded, 11.2 is the average. So complete 180 from what it has been over the last little bit. So we've seen extremely low volume. Today, complete polar opposite. No official news though from Lucid, no SEC filings. A couple macro data points did come out, worthwhile to note. So PCE and also Michigan consumer sentiment. So Michigan consumer sentiment came in at 55.1, 55.4 the forecast. Then PCE, the core, it did come in lower than the forecast, so 0.2 versus 0.3, and then same goes for year over year. So this is very good data. Market, I think right now isn't really wanting that positive of data. So this is why you do see a lot of growth stocks in the red, but Lucid is just kicking ass and taking names. A couple of speculative topics did come out. One was this right here. So Lucid hosts Tesla co-founder. And so this was a couple days back, and I think some people are taking this as a indication that this is going to be the new CEO. I think that's completely far-fetched. Whether they possibly gave him a position, that's something, or even as a consulting job. But I think Lucid is really wanting to switch things up, or potentially just really focus on different branding. And maybe this individual Martin is kind of the key to that. So I think it's kind of premature to start kind of bringing this up, but it's something to take note of. So generally, as a CEO, this is why I think some people are bringing up the whole CEO thing, because normally you don't have a interim CEO for 7 months. That's usually like a 4-month kind of thing, 4 to 6 months. Not how it is. Of course, we did have Gagnon as the interim CFO for about a year and a half. That, I think CFO is kind of acceptable, but CEO not so much. So I feel like a lot of people are saying that this is going to be the new CEO because of just that mere fact. So again, something to keep in mind. And a lot of individuals are, because of Lucid's recent price action. So over the last, for instance, 5 days, it is up 15.08%. So definitely gaining some pretty good traction. Because of that, you have a lot of individuals saying that Lucid is a squeeze play, and they're referring kind of to Opendoor as well, because Opendoor had like a 23-24% short interest, and it didn't squeeze, but it did have a pretty nice run. A lot of individuals are correlating that with Lucid. At the time of doing this video, shorts are increasing 186,000 shares. 31.8% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 33.3 million share, or sorry, 39.9 million shares overall being shorted. So I do tend to agree whether Lucid squeezes or not, I'm not sure, but I definitely do feel that like shorts are way too overextended with Lucid. DTC 3.1 days. So again, that also does signal that shorts are rather overextended. No new kind of articles or anything coming out associated to Lucid. And regarding analyst ratings, we did get that one that came out recently by Andre Shepard, Cantor Fitzgerald, $26 price target. So I think that's also reconfirming and hyping up investors behind the scenes. Aside from all that, looking at the options, 3.9 million in calls, 2.1 in puts, and then 47% of all the options are neutral. And that's just because of the magnitude. But whenever you see that, that goes to show that big money is playing Lucid, and kind of matches overall with a higher volume today. From a bull standpoint, you see a consensus for it to be above 24.50 in the foreseeable future. Bears are anticipating a little bit of a pullback to 22. With today being Friday, just take note of this. So you have roughly 1,000 in open interest at that 24, 2,000 at that 23.50. So right now, Lucid is flirting with that $24 range. We have about 3 minutes left in the trading day. So this is probably where shorts might try to suppress Lucid below 24, so have it close at 23.99 possibly. A lot of big transactions occurring both on the secondary market and dark pool, so these are all the ones on the secondary market. 2.1, 2.03, and 1.01. Dark pool, a lot of big transactions as you can see right here. And I always like to bring this up because it goes to show whether this push higher is being artificially done through algorithmic trading or actual institutions are buying it. So definitely good to see actual institutions looking at Lucid. With it right now at 2403, it is smack dab in the middle between this R2 and this R1. So 2342 is going to be that next strong support, 2463 the next strong target. Kind of bounced off of that general area when it spiked first thing, so I wouldn't really say that this is a strong kind of resistance or anything just yet, but that's going to be the next kind of point to watch for. Looking here, this is where things can get very exciting. So looking at the market position, you don't really have that much willing sellers. So you kind of have up to that 24.37 for the most part. And then if so, Lucid can really run up. And last time I've stated that Lucid does do very, very well. I said that exactly at that $20 range. Once it can easily get past that, it'll move to 21. Said the same thing, it'll move to 23. And so this is, if you're reading the data, things are looking pretty good. And even beside the point, today does mark the second consecutive day of it being over that 50-day moving average. And historically, that causes like a 30% swing. Market close as well, or actually it's going to be closing in 1 minute. So it looks as though it's going to be closing above that 24, which is good. Next kind of point to watch for is that 2468. That's that 200-day moving average. But it does look as though Lucid wants to really, really move higher. And actually, I think I just spoke a little bit too early. So we have about 1 minute or about 40 seconds left. And it looks like it is getting suppressed below that 24. So maybe I kind of opened my mouth a little bit prematurely. But nonetheless, I think today is still a kick-ass day. No real articles or anything like I've brought up already. So this is pretty much it. And a lot of this is just going over options data and just trying to analyze a lot of the data. So I think right now Lucid has done very well. So all of this right here, if you think about it, has been largely speculative in nature. There hasn't been any official news from Lucid or anything like that. So you can only imagine if Lucid puts out something of substance, then you'll see a very nice push higher. So let me know your thoughts. Market just closed right now, so 23.96. So that does mean that the $24 strike prices are expiring worthless. So that's kind of the downside of options. Let me know your general thoughts on all of that in the comments below. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. So I put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.